Team for Matthijs de Ligt. I did tell you this the other day. I did also say that now that Mazraoui is in talks with Manchester United and Rafinha Pimenta, the agent of Mazraoui, that now focus would go across to Wan-Bissaka and West Ham. That has materialised. Also, we're going to talk everything that's gone on with Ten Hag and his press conference, what's come from that, the people that were around there, the journalists that I know that are in situ right now. Obviously, you've got Brailsford, you've got Dan Ashworth, you've got Wilcox. Certain questions were asked behind the cameras as well, no doubt. We're going to go into that and put everything together for your early, quick morning roundup video. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. If you are just joining us here, this is the morning show where we round up everything that's gone on overnight in the States and looking ahead to the early morning headlines that are going through all of the publications on the line and in every single newspaper around. Quick fire, giving you up-to-date info for your day ahead. So you're covered, basically. But we are in the weekend now. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastic. Give the video a like. Let's get the video up to 500 likes, as always, for the morning show. And let's crack on with what's happening. Yeah, so if you are subscribed and you watch all of the content, we have covered everything over the last few days with Manchester United, the situation with Mazraoui, the situation with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and what's going on there. Yesterday we got news that it all broke down. We covered that situation last night, went into detail as to what happens next. I did say last night, just wait for the news to basically come out now that Mazraoui has been talks with Manchester United again. He only wants Manchester United, so that's another move made by United behind the scenes and done well with. That Wan-Bissaka next would then be looking to push towards, obviously, West Ham, or United, in fact, looking to push him towards West Ham to get the money to then buy Mazraoui. Inter Milan deal looks off, to be honest, because Manchester United are in for Mazraoui, and the only reason that Wan-Bissaka was going to Inter Milan is to actually swap him with Dumfries, like we said. So, are Manchester United going to use Inter Milan against West Ham to get a bidding war going? That's what was discussed last night. And that's probably what we're going to hear some news on next, because if you listen to Sky Germany and Florian Plettenberg, and in Sky in England, Damashef has also said the same thing, which is that now we're expecting over the weekend more contacts between West Ham and Manchester United. A fee of around about 10, 15 million, hopefully 15 million, because that would then cover the fee for Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. But United could also use Inter Milan in this if Wan-Bissaka wants to go there. Contrasting reports on where he wants to go and what he wants to do, and that's in stay in London or go to Milan. But if United can scrape a bit more from Milan, sell him straight to them. We don't care about West Ham. Forget that. But moving forward and the other stuff that's going on right now, we talked yesterday about Matthijs de Ligt in the early show, and yeah, Real Madrid looking like they're trying to gazump Manchester United's deal that we've got in place for Matthijs de Ligt. We know where we are with de Ligt. We know that agreements are in place for him personally. We know that he wants to go to Manchester United, work with Ten Hag again, and it's just the fee with Bayern Munich. Now everybody else is talking about it. The MEN are talking about it. Fabrizio Romano has come in and said that Los Blancos can come in for Matthijs de Ligt. I don't know where they get that money from. We said this last night, but if there's a way that Bayern Munich can get their full fee in instalments or something like that, they can get it done. They'll find a way to do something, and they'll find a way to get a deal over the line if they have to. But I just think it's scare tactics from Bayern to try and get Manchester United to push forward, because we know that Bayern need money to actually go out and spend money on their players that they want to bring in as well. Ten Hag has said that he wants 4 more players as well. I'll talk about them in a minute. But there is rumours with de Ligt, by the way, that we are now looking, we're not looking, by the way, other clubs are looking in, and there's a possibility that Ajax might actually come back in for him. I seriously don't trust any of, well, it's not so much of trusting, but I don't see Real Madrid or Ajax actually having the money available right now to get de Ligt over the line. In terms of where we're at with Manchester United and what we can afford anyway. So yeah, get all your comments in as well, guys, and what you've seen and what you've read. There's a few people saying, it's like Jim just said there, de Ligt deal is most likely off as he not a priority anymore. Our priority has switched to left back, who can play sided to Maguire to back up to Euro. I don't honestly believe that. I don't. Yeah, the Muppeteers are great at what they do, but there's no way that it's switched all of a sudden to a left-sided player. I don't think there's anyone out there that Manchester United are looking at left-sided that's worth a lot of value, unless we go for Kadoglu from Fenerbahce, which we've already spoken about quite a lot and in detail. So yeah, this is what happens. Like, Obviously, the Muppeteers are based over in the States as well. We're getting a lot of news come across from the States late or really into the morning on our side of things here over in Europe. So looking at what's being said and everything that's come out, there's a lot of stories regarding Matthijs de Ligt at the moment and what's happening there. Obviously, because nothing concrete has happened, obviously everyone's starting to make up other stories as well. I'm not saying that they're made up, but they'll do some journalism work, they'll go and do some research and find out that they want to actually look at certain other players have been thrown into the mix and are prioritising others. You'll see these stories everywhere. You'll see them all over the place. Because what's happening, if you haven't seen online, that what happens on tour is there is an open training session. You've seen the people that were there. You've already seen that the media, the British media that is, have all been allowed to speak to Harry Maguire. There'll be other players as well. There were certain players that there were certain people from Manchester United that have also been up talking. Are you seeing the joking around videos with Dan Ashworth and everything from the open training session about who we're signing? And he's saying across, no, you need to speak to the boss, he'll tell you, having a joke around. But people will ask questions behind the cameras and behind the scenes there with who's about. And that's where the story from the MENs come from, I think, regarding the priority being not Matthijs de Ligt, but Manuel Ugarte. There's nothing more important to Manchester United right now than midfield. I think that's been made very, very clear. It's the one position that United haven't bought a player in so far. Obviously, we've got a defender in, we've got a forward in, we've got players coming back in forward positions as well, in the likes of Jadon Sancho and that situation. But midfield, we are lacking serious numbers, especially in the defensive department, as we know. There are two MEN journalists over there that I know of, definitely, in the States right now, asking questions. We'll be in the whole mix of everything that's going on at Manchester United, trying to sneak little words here and there, trying to speak to people. They all know people within Manchester United personally. I've seen it happen in mixed zones. Players or club representatives will just spin off and have a little chat off the record and things like that. And then later on down the line, them stories will sort of be put together in a piece where he has spoken to this certain person at the football club a while back, and then it's come through into this story a few days later. That's the sort of agreement that goes on. And it will start to, and you will find more stories materialising over the next few days about certain players. There are only two dead certs right now, and that is that Manchester United are looking at a possible 4 to 5 players. Ten Hag wants a player in every position. He wants another forward, he wants another midfielder, and he wants another 2 defenders at least. A full-back, a centre-back, centre-forward, and centre midfielder. The centre-forward one is way down the bottom of the list right now, according to reports, and it's not as important as the others. The other positions for Manchester United being full-backs and centre-backs and centre midfielder. Them three positions are the ones that you should expect Manchester United to make significant moves in this window over the next couple of weeks. I think they're the ones we're going to be sort of concrete links to. The whole Pimenta situation in negotiating a double hit with de Ligt and Mazraoui, that coming from Fabrizio Romano. Like I said the other day, I do believe that the Mazraoui deal, West Ham desperately needing to bring in a fullback. United again, I think they've gone down the agent route. United's whole approach has been in sweetening up agents before buying the players. West Ham have gone in strong and gone right in with the clubs and agreed obviously with the player, with the club, with Bayern Munich, but they haven't done their due diligence with the agent, obviously, and this is where United have had it and had the upper hand this summer. Like, with having this structure in place, it now seems like the contacts we've got amongst the agent world and everything like that have been what's got United ahead in this transfer window. So the Pimenta communications regarding de Ligt and Mazraoui, they'll be ongoing. They won't be a problem for Manchester United. They'll make that as comfortable as possible for them, for themselves. And moving into the other deals with Ugarte now, the MEN saying at the top of their headlines this morning that is the priority. That is true. Manchester United are expected to make their next moves this week regarding that and trying to push on PSG as well, because we're expecting full announcement this week for João Neves from their side as well. So yeah, we are looking at what's actually happening for other clubs before we actually move forward. Other clubs being Who buys Wan-Bissaka? PSG's move with João Neves, pushing forward the Ugarte. I think it is, like we said the other day, the triangle link between all of the 4 clubs literally just makes things move. It's like the domino effect around all 3. Give the video a like as well, guys. 10 minutes in, we're not at the 100 mark like yet, so please come on, creeping around the 400 mark in the room. I'm sure we can get them likes up, everyone, so get to it. I'm going to get quickly into your comments now regarding everything. Well, we've got a chance in the morning show. I will try and do some of your comments as well, guys. News being the way it is around the tour, mainly around what's going on with players, certain players, like we have done with interviews and stuff and Ten Hag's press conferences and that. I want to talk about Ten Hag next, actually. Real Madrid representing Enric at 9 AM UK time. Ligt done today. I cannot see that, to be honest. Hanko 30 million. He can play centre back and left back. It depends if we get Ligt. Like Hanko, yeah, maybe. If Manchester United don't buy Ligt, simple as that. Eric has 4 more players. This is the same man that says he wants to keep McTominay. We need to sell to buy. We need to get Maguire out. Look, in Ten Hag and what he said yesterday, I'll keep getting into your comments as well as we go forward. What Ten Hag is saying as well in his press conference is, it's quite clear that we need to move players out. We need to move players on. Hint, hint, hint. I'll stay nice. I'll keep everyone on board doing my job, which Ten Hag is doing as a manager, and keeping everybody happy at the football club. That's what he's got to do. We know this. Like, Ten Hag saying he wants to keep Scott McTominay. Ten Hag saying he's happy with Jadon Sancho. If a bid comes in, say, see you later. That's what happens. But his job as a manager is to keep everyone in-house, happy, playing, because if there's a chance that nothing gets done off the pitch, and let's be honest, Ten Hag is learning about Ineos as well. Dan Ashworth, Wilcox and Berardo. He cannot fully trust them. I'll put all of his trust into them. Obviously, he has to for a certain extent, but in terms of getting these deals over the line, he still has to believe that these players are still going to be at Manchester United. So he has to do his job, and then he's hoping that Ashworths of this world and Berardes and so on come to him and say, we're moving this player on. Are you okay with it? Of course he's okay. They would have discussed this internally. You've seen the pictures of them talking about how the players are, I'm guessing, and everything like that in the little grandstand at the open training session yesterday. That's how it works. He does his bit, and then United behind the scenes do their bit. If the bids come in for player A, B and C, they go. Other players come in. He said it quite clearly, and the message was very clear. It's like, I don't understand how people don't look into detail into what's been said. It's like with Maguire yesterday. Maguire stay United commit to Maguire. That's a lot of bollocks. What are you on about? He literally said that I'm open to moving. If Manchester United tell me that they want to move me on, I'll look at other options. He knows the situation. All of these Man United players know the situation right now. This is a different world that Manchester United are in, and these players are not dealing with the myrtles that you can wrap around your finger and everything like that anymore. It's Manchester United under Ineos and a new structure. Look, United are looking to move all of these players on. Sadly, nobody wants to take them. They're working double time to try and get them out of the door. And that's the situation we're in and the problem that United have got. But if they do, then these players will be gone to bring other players in. Ten Hag said it in his press conference. We need cover in every single area, but we also need to make room in them areas in our squad to bring players in. The squad is full. There's players in every single position. The debate and the arguments that are going on are them players of the quality for them positions. United want Ugarte. They want Ligt. They want another fullback on each side of the pitch. They want another forward. They want to move on Palestri, Hannibal. They want to let go of Eriksen, Maguire, McTominay, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof. They want all of these players out. It's clear they want them out. Can they do it all in one summer? Can they? Hell no. It's impossible to get everybody out. And you know what? I said it last night. We will end up losing players for nothing. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. But what do you want them to do? This is the one summer where they can actually stamp their authority on Manchester United and show their intent. And their intent is clear. It's making change and making Manchester United better. So let's look at that and grab that as the big positive from everything that's going on still, and not get dismayed by certain players still being at the club. United are just doing what they have to do right now, and we're waiting it out. We're waiting it out. We, as we all knew at the start of this window, going to have to be patient. We are. We're lucky that we've got 2 players over the line. And I said it before, Liverpool fans would swap places with our transfer window right now. And we're all moaning about not getting certain players out. Like, there's still time. Yes, we can still have them same players in the team come the start of the season. I know this. I know. And that's a worry for me too. But I do see the intent of Ineos. And it's not like this is like completely bigging up these players and they're staying at the club and this is United moving forward. We've got a quality squad. You can see it in the way that everybody's talking. You can see it in Ten Hag's message. We need the quality in depth. And that isn't with what we've got right now. Clearly it's not, because we finished 8th in the bleeding league last season. Maguire happy to stay another season, hoping someone gets injured while being paid 190 a week. It's not 190 this season, remember that, 25% off that as well. I've said that before, Brett, regarding Maguire. Like, seriously, I think he knows. And that interview with him yesterday, I thought was quite clear. He's happy to stay at United right now. He can stay at United this season, then make a move next summer in hope that he gets into that England squad for USA 2026, the World Cup, and be getting game time. So he's happy to stay this summer at Manchester United. But if a move materialises and the clubs say that they want to move him on, he's not going to say no. He's going to look at other options. Those words came out of his mouth, and that's what I look at and I go, that's the real side of things. Like, he's intelligent enough to know that Manchester United are looking at a player that's going to be near 31 by the time his contract ends, and they want to move him on. He knows football. He knows players move on. And he was in a situation where United were actually ripped off for him, and he knows that. So it is going to happen again. It's if it happens this summer or next summer. But Maguire will definitely be gone, I think, by next summer. We'll see which one it is. Because the bid comes in, he's going to go for it. I can see a few people quoting what the Muppet is. Again, Jeff and Joseph says, Muppeteers, Casemiro interest is non-existent unless Saudi decides to revive in August. We have switched our priority to left-footed centre-back who can play. We are specifically looking at David Hanko. Look, in terms of left-sided centre-back, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I'm one of them old school people regarding left-sided centre-backs, right-sided centre-backs. If you're centre-back, you can play both sides. Simple. But that's modern-day football. It's changed. Left-sided, we've got Lisandro Martinez. I'm thinking they're going to go, right, if we go left-sided centre-back, we know we've got right-sided ones. Obviously, Yoro can play there. For one season, you could have Harry Maguire as cover. I get that. You then look at it and go, Hanko can play left-back, covering Shaw. Left-sided centre-back, covering Lisandro Martinez. It's like a two birds with one stone sort of signing. You could look at Kodoglu from Fenerbahce in exactly the same light as that one. And it's clever. It's clever. Out-and-out centre-back is probably more priority for Manchester United. If that player is used to playing left and left centre-back, left-back and left centre-back, then bonus. It's clever, is what it is. It's cover in two positions in one signing. And if it's 30 million, it's not Ligt, and we've already got that money, we know that, and that signing can be made. Is he good enough, though? Because Hanko was always looked at as a backup left-back or cover at left-back. So 30 million for cover. Do we prioritise the right type of player that we spend a bit more money on, that's going to definitely go into that first team? Or do we spend 30 million on someone who isn't? I would rather go out and get the player that's definitely going to play or fight for that first team place and get a loan or someone like that for left back. It's not ideal, but I would just prefer spending money that we have got on players I know are definitely going to play. I'm still not comfortable with Mazraoui because I don't see him getting loads of game time ahead of Dalot. And obviously, left back situation, again, if Dalot has to cover there, if we get the injuries, Mazraoui will come in. Unless Ten Hag changes, and then obviously we're going to see him rotate and try and save some of the legs of these players this season as well. But yeah, it's all up in the air. But one thing for certain from everything that's been reported is Ugarte is a must. They have to get him over the line. The Ligt is up in the air, and with the lay of the land right now is that it could be anything. It could be someone else replacing the Ligt. It could be another player coming in. He's the one that's not so secure right now. But yeah, guys, absolute pleasure as always. Your morning update is done. I'll be back at lunchtime with your midday update. Don't forget, we are on at 8, on at 12, and on at 6:30 every single day. Please give the video a like on your way out. We want 500 for this show alone, and obviously please hit that subscribe button as well so you're up to date with all Manchester United news. Thank you everybody. I will see you later on at lunchtime. Have a fantastic day. That was your morning update.